Hello again, and welcome to another spooktacular Tales from the Crypt review.
Damn.
Episode 10, Season 2, The Ventriloquist Dummy. Uh, Anytime anybody asks, hey, what's your favorite tales from the, because that happens all the time to me. I'm just walking down the streets and random people will just stop me and be like, hey, fat guy, what's your favorite Tales from the Crypt episode? And I'll say, man, that's the 7th time I was asked that today while walking down this one street in my small town. And I said, well, it's the ventriloquist dummy for the 7th time. And they say, yeah, it's pretty good. And then they all just walk away. Don't know why that happens so frequently, but it does.
On that
Uh,
street? On your street?
yeah. Weird, huh?
I've been down that street. I don't see many people walking around.
That's why it's weird that I'm constantly asked that question.
It is strange. What do you say? Ventriloquist dummy? That's what you say? And just some random neighbor comes up and says, what's your favorite Tales from the Crypt episode?
Yeah, it seems like all of them. Like I said, 7 people stop me daily and ask me that shit. It's crazy.
And what do you say?
I always say the ventriloquist dummy. And,
Pretty
that's
good.
always been my favorite episode. And, when Joe and I talk about these movies and TV shows that we liked from our past, usually turn out not to be so good
Hmm.
when we go back and rewatch them. Is this one good? We'll
Yes.
find out. Oh, spoiler alert, Steve likes it.
Oh, shit. Hmm.
So this one starts out with the crypt keeper in his normal rags and he has a ventriloquist dummy. He says something fucking very witty and then throws the dummy in a fire and we start the ventriloquist dummy. So I don't know. We're in like fucking 1950, 60 something. No, it's probably 70 something, 60, 70 something. Seems like it should be like some 1920s fucking vaudeville act or some shit.
Feels like 50s, like some fucking dirty dancing country club shit.
But still, it seems like it should be a few decades fucking older
Yes.
than that. But it's Don Rickles doing a ventriloquist act, and he's kind of doing his act in with it. I always laugh when Norm would say, "Hey, fat guy, the fat guy," and then seeing this again, I'm just like, "Oh shit, he got it from Don Rickles. That fucking makes sense."
I
Right
see you, the
on.
fat guy.
Yeah, that shit cracks me up. It's like, oh shit, is he talking to me? Oh, he got me. I'm watching a fucking movie or a TV episode. He's not even here. So, anyways, he's fucking ventriloquisting it up in the fucking on stage, and everyone's laughing. We keep cutting back to this fucking stupid looking nerd bitch kid just laughing and laughing and laughing. So this fucking idiot waits till after the show to get Don Rickles' autograph. He's like, hey kid, yeah, this is how Don Rickles talks." Good impression, you fucking dickhead.
Pretty good. That was close.
No, it wasn't. Hey kid, it's kind of more like this.
I don't know if we could do any better.
We'll try it.
Well, I can do it. I can do it later on. Billy, I suggest you look for another line of work. That's the later one.
Okay.
All right, go on. Go on.
I think it was as good as mine there, Steve.
Well, that's enough for me. Fuck you, Tom.
So he gets his fucking autograph, and old Don's just like, hey, if you need any advice through your career, hit me up.
That's it. That's called an empty gesture.
It's called being nice to a fan.
Yeah, it's like Don't come back.
You hear? So we cut to 15 years later. That fucking dork ass bitch kid grew up to be Bobcat Goldthwait. Can you believe it? I
Zed.
can, because his name was in the credits. So Bobcat's like a real shitty ventriloquist. The fucking head's popping off his dummy and shit. He just like, well, Don told me if I ever needed help, I could just go see him. So I think I'm gonna go pray old Don a visit.
Well, that's pretty good. Hi, Timmy. This is Mike. Can Mike come at your prayer? He sucks. That fucking his dummy sucks worse than him. That dummy is the shittiest dummy I've ever seen. Like, it's fucking terrible. Hey, hold on. You skipped over the best part though. When he's a little kid, he's got the fucking picture signed by fucking Morty and fucking him. He's like, when he's like, he's trying to like practice his ventriloquism. He's like, he's shitty then, and he never got any better. It's terrible. All right, go ahead. It's a crazy episode, though, honestly.
So old Don says, "Oh, come in, my lad." And Bobcat, "Oh, thank you, sir." And he walks in and
He didn't say it like that.
yeah, no. Okay. What the fuck? Cuz he comes back twice, doesn't he?
Oh well, he comes in at first. He's like, he's like, I met you when I was a kid, and blah blah blah. He lets him come in, and he asks him to come to his show. Like, I'm doing a show tonight. Will you please
And
come?
then, yeah, Bobcat asks Don Rickles to come to his show.
Yeah.
And then Don Rickles reluctantly does.
Yeah.
And Bobcat ends up sucking a dick on stage.
Yeah. He says, Billy, I'll try. You had no act. You had no material. You didn't have any idea how to work the crowd. Sorry. I'm trying to get that impersonation better.
No, it's good. It's really good. So
it falls. The fucking head falls off. And then the best line in the whole fucking show. Bring back the girl with the fucking tits. That fucking guy in the crowd, he can't stand it, All right, go ahead.
So old Bobcat goes back to his house for the second time. And I think he was doing some sleuthing in between. Like
what's sleuthing?
Getting to the bottom of things, solving some mysteries, putting the pieces together about some fires going on and some women who were murdered. Yes.
Okay.
So old Bobcat's like, wait a goddamn minute. I think this guy's a fucking arsonist / lady killer. I'm going to go to his fucking house and I'm going to say, listen here, you bald-headed dick licker. If you don't help me fucking get my goddamn career off the ground, I'm turning you into the fucking pigs, you some bitch. And old Don Rickles. Excuse me?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. And then
he stunk like gasoline. That's why. He knew he's up to something,
Yeah, that's right. Oh, because the club that night burns down or something too,
yeah,
right?
When Bobcat first walks into the car, he's like, "Get away! It looks like gasoline," And then he goes into interrogate fucking Rickles, Rickles ain't having it,
So after getting needled by Bobcat, old Don's like, you know what? I'm not fucking nuts. I just have a fucking deformity that ruins my life. Instead of joining the circus, I decided to fucking start my own circus. Pretty much, he decided to become his own fucking pimp.
Yeah.
So
Exploit
he's
myself.
yes, so it turns out that Don Rickles was a world famous ventriloquist. The best ventriloquist is because he had a Siamese twin brother that was growing on his hand, and he just put a little suit and a little mask and a little hat on his
Yeah, we
brother.
we put our heads together. Get it?
I
That's
think
it.
that's called docking.
Docking.
When you put your heads together.
We put your heads together and make an ass of ourselves. That's what it's called.
Oh,
Morty's a
my
prick.
mistake.
Morty's an asshole.
I see.
But Rickles is an asshole too. I don't know where I was going with it. Go
And
ahead,
then
Tom.
Morty is just very mad because he wants to have sex with all these lady fans that they have, but he can't because he doesn't have a penis because
Yes.
he's connected to Don Rickles' forearm. So
He
he's
could
all
never have a
mad
woman.
about that. He can't, not in the right
Yeah.
ways, he
Yeah.
says. So he always ends up murdering these ladies. It wasn't
Mhm.
Don, you see. It was
Yeah.
his Siamese twin brother. Oh my God. And Don Rickles has had enough of this shit and says, listen up, you fuck. I'm chopping you the fuck off. So Don Rickles fucking
He's
brutally,
breaking up the act.
he is. And they said that in the television show.
That's what Steve was doing there. He's saying the line from the show.
And
Right,
drinking.
right on. I'm drinking. So what? You're drinking too. Dinosaur fuel.
Mm.
Mm.
So
Go ahead.
instead of Don Rickles or Morty, which is the name of his brother, bleeding to death, they're both still alive, and Morty's just running around more energetic than ever. Like his fucking lower extremity just hasn't been totally separated from his being. But that's fine. Morty lunges at old fucking Don, rips his neck out. He fucking bleeds to death. Bobcat grabs the motherfucker, puts him in a meat grinder, and Morty pleads with him, says, I'll suck your dick. I'll do anything. Don't kill me, please. And Bobcat's anything. So it
Mhm.
cuts to however long later. And now Bobcat is doing a ventriloquist act with Morty. What's the
It's
twist?
showtime.
But what's the twist? Not that. It's Morty fused himself to Bobcat. Ooh, spooktacular. But it's revealed to the crowd that Morty's fused to Bobcat. So now everybody knows the act, and I'm pretty sure he won't get booked anywhere else but a freak show now.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would assume that he would have to just lop his fucking arm off and then fucking kill
Well,
old Morty and consider it a wash.
they might be able to book him on the early bird, special with the old folks.
We'll see. They don't have the internet, and they didn't have the internet back then either.
You need to do this version with those fingers popping out, with him morphed into fucking Bobcat's arm.
We'll see. But as you can see there, that's a fine DWN Productions piece. Could use a little more hair, but you can't win them all. But now in the future, I know if anybody wants one, I will definitely put more hair on it.
Yep. Give him a dog, walk him around a bit. I love
And
the episode.
yeah, this is, but one
And this
second
is the
before
best
we get
movie you'll
into
ever
it,
see.
I'll
Huh?
let you say everything you want to about this episode in a couple seconds. So then we cut back to the Crypt Keeper. He has the burnt up dummy, makes a joke about sucking dick, and then we're out. For me, yeah, this episode is fucking great. Easily the best episode that I've rewatched so far. And it's funny, it's gory. I don't know. This reminded me a lot of Brain Damage. I guess just because it's a little symbiotic monster, and I really like that. I should say, I love that movie. So, and Venom too. I guess I'm just into like symbiotic fucked up monster shit. But yeah, this one was fucking awesome. The tone was great. The effects were great. It had fucking pretty much everything but Patricia Arquette's hard nips. But yeah, I think this is still the best fucking one so far for sure. And it's going to be pretty hard to beat. I said that the final episode of the series, Third Pig, would be in my top 5 if you asked me before I rewatched it. No, I don't think it would even make my top 10.
Oh, really?
No. So it's been very hit or miss rewatching stuff, but I'm pretty happy that this one still holds up because it's fucking great. It was written by Frank Darabont of the Mist fame and other things, I'm sure, and directed by Richard Donner of the Donner Party, who they made that movie Cannibal the Musical off of. But Steve, that's what I fucking loved about this. I think it's fucking great. 5 out of 5 episode. What do you think?
I agree on everything you said. I give it a 5 out of 5. I love Don Rickles. He's classic, doing his old shtick on all that shit. Bobcat's Bobcat, which I love. Morty's a badass little fucking mutant. I love the story. It is a play on the old Caesar and Me or the Dummy, Twilight Zone, old shit, but it's way better than any of those. Even though I love Twilight Zone, but I love this episode. It is in my top 5. It could be even my number 2. I'm
Mm.
not. It goes back. I go back and forth on which one is 1 and 2, but it's sometime in my number 1. But
Well,
I love the episode.
what would your other number 1 be? Since you'll never be on again.
People would why will I never be on again? I've said nothing wrong here tonight.
Well, maybe for this episode you're about to talk about. We'll see.
I would say I would say my number 1 could be People Who Live in Brass Hearses with Bill Paxton and Brad Dourif. That's
It sounds familiar. The
it's the
name.
one with the ice cream truck and
Oh, and his brother's on his ass or
yeah,
whatever.
I don't know why, but I love I do know why, but I love that episode. It's funny as hell, good effects. I don't know, it's just a good episode. But this is definitely in the top 2. But yeah, I can quote this all day. I probably watch it. I probably watch this episode 10 times a year.
I find that hard to believe.
Are you serious? Oh, you think I watch it more or less?
I'm gonna say more, at least double
Oh yes, for sure.
a year
I've probably watched it 20 times this year.
already.
Yeah,
The year's not even
Billy.
over.
I suggest you look for another line of work.
You got anything to plug there, Steve?
Butt plug. I got something to plug. Go to dwnproductions.net for all your mask needs and go to fastcustomshirt.com for all your t-shirt needs. I have a ton of their shirts. They're all well made. I have a ton of his masks. They're all well made. I love both of them. I love him and I love Joe and I love you.
And after that, you can head on over to dwnproductions.net. Check
Isn't
out
that
my
what I
art,
said?
all my masks, busts, props, custom work. Maybe you want something custom made. Maybe I can make it for you. Hit me up. And after you're done there, you can head on over to fastcustomshirts.com, where they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of t-shirt designs. That is Joe's T-shirt factory with the help of old Juan. And if you're listening to this, there's at least fucking 9,000 shirts over there that you're going to want to get. And chances are you're going to buy at least 3 of them because they're all reasonably priced. So head on over to fastcustomshirts.com, dwnproductions.net. And until next time, creeps, boy, God.